All right, let's get some practice done. All right, wonderful. Well, we are having a good time with our practicing, right? We've already done the kids' practice today. Now let's work on the adults' practice, okay? So if you're joining, go ahead and pull out your book. We had a really great song, too. All right, let's see here. I think we were doing Lone Star Waltz. Yes, this is a great song. So go ahead and pull out your book. You're going to be on page 90. All right. Let's get to work. Let's do some practicing. All right, so what is really cool about this is this was the introduction of those parallel sixths, right? So if you can recall, parallel sixths are the interval of a sixth played harmonically in this case, and you're moving your hand in that same position up and down the keyboard, because I've talked about how you have 10 fingers and there's 88 keys on a standard piano. You don't have 88 fingers, so you have to be able to move your hands out of the comfortable positions that we've already learned, okay? Lone Star Waltz is a great song to do that, because on the second page of it, it goes right into parallels and it's a lot of fun, okay? So, but before we actually get into page 2, let's work on page 1, okay? I'm going to switch to piano view. All right, so for piano view here, we're starting in sort of a standard middle C, or a standard C position. I've got my left hand in my fifth, and then I've got my right hand, sort of my finger, one thumb doing double duty between C and D, okay? In this case, my C is going to be my finger 1, but my finger 2 is going to go on E this time. I will stretch my pinky up to A. Let's see how this section goes. It has a little bit of pedal, so make sure you're aware of that when it happens. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Stretch to C. Here's my pedal. The next line 2. If you noticed, you could tell that the left hand itself wasn't really moving a whole lot. It had the fifth to begin, and then the pinky finger 5 left hand would stretch down to a sixth, that B, okay? So just be aware of that in your music. It happens a couple times, you can tell. The fifth is a space note to a space note on the bass staff, and the sixth is a line note to a space note. That's how you can tell it's changed. Okay, so I'm going to circle those. Wonderful. Now, let's see if we can play that first section, the first 2 lines again, now that we've noticed these changes in the left hand as well, okay? Let's give it a try. Okay, so in piano view, we are here. We've got our fifth in C position. Remember our thumb doing double duty. And our finger 2 is on our E with a pinky up to an A, okay? So before you get started, make sure that you've stretched out your fingers just enough. All right, let's see how this goes. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Much better than the first time through. That was awesome. Okay, so keeping up that same momentum, we have to transfer all of that energy now into those parallel sixths, okay? It's going to be really important for you to remember muscle memory-wise how wide you are spreading your fingers to reach those sixths, right? Because if you happen to move your finger out of that muscle memory spot, it won't be the interval of a sixth anymore. It'll change, and then it'll sound off, okay? So as we're noticing this, Let's take a look at the very first sixth, okay? We've got a finger one, right hand. I keep saying left, but it's your right. I need to put like an R or something on my hand. We have our finger one, thumb, right hand on our G. You notice that's the bottom note of that sixth, harmonic sixth, okay? That note is going to be the note that you're going to be reading, okay, as you are reading these parallels, because they are notes that we already know, right? They look familiar. I see the G. The next one I see the bottom note is an F. And then the next is an E, and then a D. These are all notes in C position that we already know, okay? I don't want you to necessarily rely too heavily on reading the top note if you're not necessarily comfortable reading the top notes yet. That's higher up in the treble staff, so it's a little bit harder to read. You'll get there eventually, but for now, it's nice to rely on those that we do know, okay? So let's put that right hand thumb on G. We're gonna stretch it up to a sixth. That puts your pinky, finger 5, on an E. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Very good. Now, I'm going to switch back to piano view so you can see the motion between these parallel harmonic sixths. Okay, let's give it a try. All right. Let's see here. We've got our starting position already. If you've got your finger 1, thumb on G and stretched up to an E, finger 5, then you are ready to go. Now my left hand is in just a standard C position. Let's see how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Same one, D, E, F, down to E again with a third. Back up to G, F, E, D. Second, D again, E, F, E. Third. That was remarkable. That was really, really great. Wonderful work on that. It really helps to pay attention to those movements. I almost call them like micro movements, right? Because micro movements within the staff are things that you have to be really, really careful about, okay? Even though the note may be different or changing, even if it's just one step up or one step down, it makes a difference in the way it sounds, okay? Let's see if we can play it again, those first 2 lines on page 2. Okay? Starting up here, we have our right hand thumb on G, our pinky's up on the E, and my left hand is in a C position. All right? Everybody there? All right, let's count off. We're going to play these 2 lines again. Ready? 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. G, F, E, D. Second. D, E, F, E. Back up to G, F, E, D. Second. D, E, F, E. Wonderful. Yes, a lot of progress just in those 2 times that we played it through. Now you did notice probably that the left hand had that little dot above the second, the interval, and above the third. That is something called staccato, okay? Staccato notes are extra super duper short, okay? I like for you to sort of envision that the piano has become like a hot stove and you don't want to burn your fingers. So you're going to play your key or your chords super duper short because you just don't want to singe those fingertips, okay? That's the imagery that you can put in your brain as you're playing staccato notes, all right? Now, in the last 2 lines of this song, on this page 91, they flip-flop the whole thing, okay? The flip-flop, the sixths now will be in the left hand, and the staccato harmonic intervals will be in the right hand, okay? That's the main thing here. You know how it goes on the first 2 lines. Now you're going to turn it up on its head, all right? I think you can do this, though, okay? So let's see if we can find our spots. Now, looking at the left hand to start, you probably recognize the bottom note of that first sixth It is an E, bass clef E. I want you to put your pinky on that E, okay? Now if you stretch your thumb up a 6, that puts it on a middle C, okay? That's a pretty familiar note. We should know that one too, all right? So let's see how that one goes. And we're gonna go parallel down. It's descending, right? Our right hand is gonna be playing staccato intervals, but it says we're gonna have a 4 and a 3 on some unfamiliar notes there. We are going to envision that our right hand thumb, finger 1, is gonna be on D. Remember I said that the thumb was gonna be doing double duty? That essentially is what it's doing. It's on the D this time. That puts our 4 and 3 on F and G, okay? And that's exactly what's written there, staccato. So let's switch to piano view so we can play these last 2 lines, okay? You can do this! All right, let's see how this goes. All right, so I've got that pinky left hand on my E, bass clef E. I've stretched up my thumb up to C. I've got my first 4 fingers here in the right hand on D, E, F, G, because I note that the F and G is 4 and 3 for that staccato, okay? I'm gonna count off and let's see how it goes. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. E, D, C, B, B, C, Okay, we're doing really well. Let's do it again. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna count off. You're already in position, so that's good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. E, D, C, B. Second. B, C, D, E. Third. C, B, B, C, D, E. Third. Fantastic! All right, that was excellent. All right, I love this. I love this. You guys are doing so great. Now, you notice at the end of this song, what does it say in pink at the very bottom? It says di si al fine, right? Da capo al fine. So if you remember from a few weeks back, we learned about this term, right? Da capo refers to the cap or the top. You imagine the conductors, they say, from the top, right? That's what they're referring to. The top is the beginning, okay? Da capo al fine. So you'll go back to the beginning of Lone Star Waltz, and you will play until you see the word fine, right? That is end in Italian, okay? All right, so, and I see the double bar right there at the end of line 2. It also says play the second time, both hands 1 octave higher, okay? So as you do the da capo, not only are you playing the beginning again, you're playing it a little differently, a little bit higher up in the piano keyboard, okay? So I'm going to do that da capo really quickly, okay? See if you can play along with me, okay? We're an octave higher, don't forget. All right, so let's see how this goes. So we were here, but we're gonna go up an octave, so let's try that. There we go. I'm in position. I've got my pinky 5 on C, my left hand thumb on G, my thumb right hand on C, my finger 2 on E, and my pinky on A. Okay, let's hear how it goes. This is the da capo of Lone Star Waltz, page 90. I love it. Let's give it a try. 1, 2, 3, ready, and play. Second time ritardando. I did forget to mention that ritardando at the end there, right? So I kind of surprised you with it in the middle. But that's okay. I'm so proud of you guys for learning this song. It's not an easy song, and you have done a remarkable job going through each and every section, breaking it down, analyzing it, making sure you've got those dynamics and all of those musical notations correct, right? All of the styling. And it really matters, right? Great work. All right, y'all can close your books. You're done for practice today. Nice job. I will see you guys in the private group, and I'll see you for lesson on Saturday. Get some good practice in. See you later.